What piece of advice would you give your 20-something self if you could?
Protect my skin from the sun every single day and repair sun damage at night.
Awesome.
I think for me personally, it's about not only accepting but celebrating my difference and my differences from other people, because I think I spent a lot of time when I was younger wanting to be the same as other people, to look the same, to be taller, to have, those physical attributes, but also social attributes that I thought would make me more liked, better respected. Now I look at myself and say, well, actually, I am who I am, and that's a good thing. And my differences are what actually makes me special. And I'm really, I guess, grateful for the opportunities that I've had because of my differences and my beliefs. So I think I'd look back at myself and say, don't stress about any of that. It's not important. Just keep being you and doing the things that you love and believe in.
I would tell her, I was 28 when I was diagnosed, so I'll picture that. I would tell her, take a deep breath. This is a marathon. It's not a sprint. And it's okay to pause and regroup, reset. And also, I really wished I had done all of the boring lifestyle advice that I didn't learn to do until I got much older. So in the midst of my struggles of cancer treatments and early menopause, I wish I would have said, you know what? I have to lift some weights. I've got to do meditation. I've got to really clean up my diet, and I've got to eliminate alcohol. If I would have done those things on a regular basis, I think that even without having the hormones on board, I would have managed things a lot better. But I didn't do any of those good things. I wasn't doing it terribly, but I wasn't doing them the way they should. So it's boring advice, but it really would have been the best advice.
Well, to do with this topic, I'd probably have been in second year in medical school. So I would have taken myself for a nice cup of coffee and a scone, and I would tell myself to ask questions about why women get these things in their 40s and 50s. I would give myself a quick tutorial on women's hormones, and I think I would have been able to help a lot more women than I had been. And also maybe taught other doctors along the way too, all those years. So I think I would pass along some information about the Women's Health Initiative.
I want to ask you a final question, which I ask all my guests, which is, what piece of advice would you give to 20-something Kelly?
Don't forget to have fun.
I like it.
I can barely remember that. I can barely remember 20. You know what it would be? I mean, I have no regrets. I sometimes, you see places, what do you regret? What would you change? Really nothing. But the one thing I would do better job of is, believe it or not, spending more time in rest and relaxation. Because I said stupid things like, I'll sleep when I die, only to find out in midlife that if you don't sleep, you will die. So
I love that. Thank you. Gosh, one thing. I have many things I'd like to say. I think it would probably be to just be, not overthink anything, and not to worry too much about what other people think, because, with time you will evolve and grow, and, you'll find your tribe. You'll find the people who will gravitate towards you and like you for you. And even though I think that we all change, there's that core personality of who you are is probably constant. But as you mature, you probably become a little bit more relaxed and a little bit more forgiving of other people, because you realize that you're not quite perfect yourself. So I think my advice to my 20-year-old self would be, stop overthinking it. Stop worrying about what everyone else thinks of you. Just be who you are and just enjoy the ride, because it goes really quickly.
Yeah, I wish I knew what hormones were when I was younger. I wish I knew the importance of them in our bodies, and I wish I knew how safe natural hormones were. And I wish I had that information that I could not just know myself, but I could share with others.
It's okay to not have everything figured out, but I don't think I would have listened to that as a 20-something. So I'm trying to think of a version of that I would have listened to. So, and I think it would have been some version of whatever you think you figured out is probably going to end up being different. Like you're going to end up changing your mind, and changing your mind leads to growth. Changing your mind isn't a failure.
Yeah, I like that.
I
Changing
think
your
that would be
mind's
it.
okay. I've changed my mind a lot.
Yeah.
I'm 47 and I've changed my mind about a lot of things, including during this conversation.
Sometimes I regret the amount of time I wasted with self-doubt and not backing the avenue of approach I wanted to take with my work. I wasted some time with that. And had I had a bit more confidence in what I really wanted to do and, you know, where to get to quicker, then I think that would have been better. But, you know, I'm pretty happy with, I'm fortunate. I feel very fortunate that I've had some great mentors. I've had some great colleagues. I've had some great support. I've had a lot of battles, but, you know, you sort of bounce and keep bouncing along, because the cause drives me. The cause is about women's mental health, and we need to improve that, not just for Australian women, but women all around the world, because half the population can't be ignored.
One thing that I hear repeatedly from all my new patients is that often their past experiences with appointments to address their symptoms of menopause have made them feel rushed, unheard, and frustrated. As a doctor of 25 years with first-hand experience and understanding the many symptoms that one woman may encounter in her menopause transition, I knew I couldn't do this subject justice in a 15-minute appointment, which is why I've created the menopause appointments, designed to support you on your journey through the perimenopause and postmenopause. This 60-minute session gives you and your doctor the ideal amount of time to understand your concerns, needs, and desires. It gives us time to do a comprehensive assessment, including a full review of your medical history, assessing your mood, your sleep, weight, and libido, and much more. Receive referrals for tests as needed, prescribe suitable medications if required, perform a skin analysis, and leave you with a comprehensive tailored plan unique to you. This is crafted to help smooth your transition through the perimenopause, postmenopause, and allow you to thrive, not just survive. If you or someone you know is experiencing perimenopause or continuing to have symptoms in the postmenopause, these appointments are for you. You can book an appointment with one of our doctors today. We have clinics located at Forster Speech and Newcastle, and you can book online at youbydrshaunawatts.com.au. This podcast and any information, advice, opinions, or statements within it do not constitute medical, healthcare, or other professional advice. Information is provided for educational and entertainment purposes only. If you have any health concerns, always consult your doctor.